Hey, you, friends, family, and strangers, I am spending my last full day here at the hotel. After that, tomorrow morning it'll be time to check out. It'll be time to set up camp back at the house. Full time, so to speak, but it'll actually be only at the house for like 2 days, 2 full days. And after that, I will lose access to my house forever, as that will finalize the closing of my property. The sale will be complete, and I'll be out of there. But anyways, as far as today goes, I have some housekeeping things to do. I need to head back to the house, do some more moving, as always. And then we gotta get our crap in gear to get back here and get ready for work. And tonight, with any luck, I'll do laundry. Isn't that exciting? So, join me. Don't run away, because I'll try my best to make this one not suck. So gather your things, and let's do it.
You're a loser.
That truck finally moved. I wonder if he'll be back or if he is long gone down the road. Kind of a late start this morning, but according to what's late for me, a normal late, pretty early. On the late scale, I'm kind of early this morning. Going to the old house every other day or so in Delaware from Marysville is like the opposite of the norm. Normally I'm traveling from home in Delaware through Marysville to get to work 5 days a week. Now I feel like, in all accounts, I live in Marysville, but work in Delaware. So my drive to work is mirrored. And by work in Delaware, I mean going back to my old house and loading up that damn red van named Clifford. What a perfect day to add another set of drawers to my locked together toolbox slash luggage box slash life in a box on wheels. Let's go to Walmart, the other Walmart in Delaware, see if they have it. If Trump's here, he'd be pissed. You know, it's been windy out here in Central Ohio, and I just drove past me a man who was picking up his trash can and putting stuff back in it that had spread all over the yard. His shit was scattered everywhere, and it was stuff that wasn't in a bag, so either the can blew over or a critter knocked it over, and either the stuff wasn't in the bag or the stuff flew everywhere or a critter ripped the bag open. In any event, his shit was everywhere, and he looked pissed the fuck out. My thought was, man, I understand that it's, you know, life piles up and you just get frustrated, but dude, have you never heard of wind before? Secure your damn trash cans or take them out in the morning. Don't leave them out all night the night before, knowing that it's windy as shit all night. All right, back at the casa. My friend should have been here to take them dog kennels the other day. I ain't been back here in a hot steamer of a minute. They didn't lock the door on the way out, which is totally fine. I'm just making observations, that's all. Are the dog kennels in fact gone? I was told they were. None of my shit appears stolen, so that's awesome. Here we go. This garage should look very different for the first time in history. Whoa. Whoa. Wow. Now, last question. Other than my tools over there, which I am taking, I should remove those right now so there's no chance I forget. But anyways, look at this garage. Take a good look. This is the last time we're looking at it. There's absolutely nothing in here that I'm keeping except for that trash can and these tools up here. I done cleaned. Another thing that blows my mind while I can't stop looking at it is just how cleaned out it looks. The garage has never been this clean, let alone this empty. I told them to take this, but they must have decided they didn't want the shit. Can't say I blame them. It is virtually useless. It cuts like a son, my whore. Anyways, see ya. Bye, garage. Thanks for the memories. I will never have to fight with this heavy-ass door lifting it up by hand ever the fudge again. Bye, door. Can't say I miss you. All right. I'm done with this garage permanently and forever. Next time I come in here will be for the final goodbye walkthrough that we'll do together here in a couple days, and maybe I'll pop back in here to put something else that the new owner can have in the junk corner. Other than that, see ya. All right, enough squirrel fucking around. Let's try to get all these books in this damn trash can and get all this other shit into storage. Fuck. Well, this room looks a little different now. Makes the house look bigger, that's for sure. All right, now it's time to pretend this Christmas tree's a hot chick and strip her completely naked. Some fucking goon dick had a bunch of boards blow off the back of their fucking truck, bruh. Little flimsy boards that catch a bunch of air out here on this windy day. See if I can get them back across the road without getting ran over. All right, here's my good deed for the fucking day. I mean, for the darn day. All right, it's time to head back to the hotel with me and my lunch/dinner. All things considered, can't even tell you how helpful it is to have a storage unit real close to the wee old house. And what else is helpful is I have finally started to get kind of good at knowing exactly when to leave certain locations. I wish I'd have thought of it and had it pinned down 3 weeks ago, but you know, what you gonna do? Okay, it's time to put the new drawers on top and lock everything in place. No, I tricked you. You want this on top so it can open, you have access to it. You want your drawers somewhere in the middle, right on top of the other two drawers. Or maybe even below those, because these two drawers are kind of like your office. So, you'll probably access your office drawers even more. Feast your eyes on the Deluxe Traveler 3000. An adjustable handle, locking totes so nothing falls away from, you know, all the rest of them. And all that shit. Basically, if an avalanche happens, they all go together. Flip top at the top for easy access, for reaching around. 4 drawers for all your, you know, whatever you need. Maybe you got some vibrating toys that go in there, whatever the case may be while traveling on the road. They lock in place. You can even put dividers in your drawers. They lock in place too. So, the bottom one, obviously, is a lid access only, which sucks because you got to take these off. The fantasy is, if that was a giant drawer at the bottom, that would be so perfect. So basically, I need to find an all-new product that has this in drawers with a lid top. Yeah, so hey, we're getting there. One waste of money at a time. If Trump was here, he'd be pissed. Just received a text from my realtor asking me if I can leave the door unlocked because the buyer wants to do a final walkthrough. A final walkthrough? Our closing's in like freaking 3 days. So before I answer that question, I had a question of my own. I said, to decide if he still wants it? I mean, what other thought am I supposed to have from that specific wording? Late breaking news, and I'm not happy about it. I refinanced on the house. That puts a second lien on it, which I knew that, but I thought everything would be in the clear, basically. So it is possible that we will give the seller of the new property any amount of money that I make. And then from there, if they're willing to let me finance the rest through seller financing. If not, then I'm pretty much screwed on both deals, but I might just sell my house anyways and walk away with just a little sliver of profit, and who knows? I really don't know, because I don't think I'm finding a piece of land for what little amount I'll make. See, the amount I'm making off the sale of my land was up here, but now it's down here, because when I requested my payoff amount, they didn't tell me about that second lien. They didn't include that. Obviously, you'd think they would give you the payoff amount, but they don't. They give you a pretend payoff amount if you've refinanced like I did. That was part of the whole issue. I just couldn't get ahead of the loan in the first place. It was driving me nuts, so I just wanted to get rid of it, right? So we'll see what happens. I'm going to go to work now and mull everything over for about 9 hours while I break my ass, and who knows? Time to go back to eating ramen noodles for a living. So, if that deal doesn't work out, where the seller of my new property does not agree to that deal, where I can pay them half, then finance the other half through them, if that doesn't work out, then technically I still have the option to keep the house that I've been moving out of for the last 3 weeks, because that deal was contingent upon my security of the new place. I don't know if I'm going to go that route. Let's say they don't accept the deal. They won't. They think they can just find a buyer that'll be less of a headache. I'm assuming they will, because I think they want to get rid of the joint, and they're going to let me, I don't know. Maybe they'll be like, well, that sounds sketchy because that's an easy way for people to get a house at half the price. I don't know. If they don't accept the deal, if the new house seller, the seller of my new house, does not accept the deal, then yeah, boy, we'll probably still go through with selling my current property. That will mean I will need to rewrite the contract, re-sign it. The buyer of my current property will re-sign again as well, because as the contract stands right now, there's a contingency. So if we remove that contingency, then I walk away still with a profit, but not nearly the profit I thought, and not nearly the profit that I'll need to buy this place. But I think just to get step one done, get my property sold, I'll go ahead and try to do that. And then as far as where the hell I live, what address I have on my license, I don't know yet. I don't want to get an apartment, and I don't even know where the hell I'd put my car, because I'll have no place to put 2 vehicles, and I can't get rid of my van because I might have to live in that motherfucker. And I guess I'll put my mother's address on my license. I don't know what to do. So I guess if the best thing that would happen is if the seller of my new property, sorry for the interruption, a call came in from my realtor. He wants to know if I still have the $5,000 from the earnest money deposit while moving out of my house and everything. I didn't spend it all, but I spent a chunk of it on a place to sleep at night and a storage unit and supplies, a couple supplies, not much. But no, I don't have the whole thing. What a mess. It's frustrating because the deal was set, the deal was on track, and then like 3 days before the closing, the track ahead doesn't look built yet, like the movie Speed. Wait a minute.
We're almost at the finish line. Come on. It sucks that the information came back from my current mortgage company about the secondary lien so close to the deadline. I wish we could have figured this out earlier. I don't know. So if they don't accept, like I was saying, I still want to go, I think, as of where I'm sitting right now, I think I still want to go ahead with the moving forward of getting my place sold. What do you do with the piddly amount of profit I would get from that point on? The other option is just to keep my current house, because at least I'll have a house, and try again, like the 10th, 15th time, try again to start chunking away at that damn mortgage payment. Such a pain in the dick. I really don't want to screw over this guy who wants to buy this new place, but I don't feel too bad about it because all he was going to do was flip it. It's not like his kids came over and got excited and picked out their bedrooms. He wasn't going to live there. And he knew that there was a contingency in place, but he's out $5,000. That would piss me the fuck off if I were him. I don't know what to do. So, because I don't want to go there with that guy, and because I really want to get rid of my mortgage, that's a big thing for me. I guess I'll sell my house, whether I have this other house or not. So what next? If that happens, I will have a lot less profit in my pocket, not enough to buy a new place. I might have enough to buy a complete and total shitty place just to have an address on my license. But what good's that gonna do if I have no spot to put my crap and secure it and leave it there while I'm living out the back of a fucking van? What would you do? If the seller of this new property will accept me doing seller financing through them, it just means I'll pay them every month, and until I'm paid up, they will have a lien on their old property, aka my new property. And if something happens and I default and shit and they utilize their lien and get their old property back, they keep every damn dime they made in the process. But that loan, it's not really a loan, I guess. Technically in this case, they're not loaning me money, they're loaning me their house. So if that deal works, if they will accept that, then basically you can just look for a video coming up that says, I shaved 25 years off my mortgage. Because now it went from, 24 more years left, down to 2 more years left. What? I already knew that when I refinanced my current house, that they were going to make an additional huge profit at the time. I was kind of led to believe I didn't have any other option if I wanted to keep the roof over my head. Learned a lot in this process. Not only do they make a lot of money, but they kind of further secure you being stuck somewhere. Because as you just saw, I'm stuck. If the seller of this new place doesn't accept seller financing for me doing that with them, I may be stuck at my old house if I don't want to literally go running home to mama and ask her for her address on my license, which just secures their profit. The mortgage company, that is. A rather mind-blowing experience. Now he's saying because I've already spent some of the deposit money, which I was told I could, that it didn't matter, that was irrelevant, that I might be forced to sell the Delaware property. Rather than argue the legality of that, I'm already heavily leaning toward just doing that anyways and figuring out my new property afterward. So if it's not where I wanted it to be, and that part of the deal has not worked out, at least this selling part of the deal seems to be good to go. It's it's like going into a restaurant ordering chicken, and they serve you chicken ramen instead. Not what you wanted, but you're still glad you got to sit down and eat, I guess. On a side note, want to see my disgusting foot? Can you see the blood pocket down in there? It's like you're breaking open a jelly-filled donut. And yes, that sumbitch hurts. And just like that, through the power of movie magic, 9 hours has elapsed, and it is dark as crap outside. Well, as I already told you, probably, I think I did anyway, few new developments today in the old real estate game. Something that could be something that was a setback and has the potential to be a giant setback. As it stands at the moment, guaranteed to be a setback, 50-50 shot to be a giant setback. But it might lead to something better. That is possible. Especially when you take it and do good choices around it, in and around it. You can kind of force it into something better, so to speak. But anyways, here are the headlines. As I told you, I think, when earlier today, my realtor asked me, would I be available in the morning to unlock the door to the house that I'm selling, because the buyer wants to do the final walkthrough prior to the closing. And as I mentioned, why? So he can decide whether he still wants it. Keep in mind, at that time, I really, really wanted him to want it. But now that I might be homeless by the end of the week, I'm okay with him changing his mind and me keeping my house, obviously. At least I think I am, but maybe it'll all lead to something better, so I guess whatever's going to happen, I'll learn to accept either way. Anywho, he said, no, it's just a walkthrough that they do before they close. Well, I didn't do 2 walkthroughs on the house before I bought it. I just did the one. I looked at it, made an offer, then had a closing on it. But anyway, at least I think so. It's only been 6 years ago. I think I'd remembered 2 separate viewings. I said, well, I'm not available until around noon to be out there tomorrow. That text to him was completely ignored. Tonight at work, I got a text saying the buyer will be there at 9 a.m. I wanted to send a middle finger emoji. Actually, what I wanted to do was say, okay, so the first thing I wanted to do is completely ignore it and show up at noon anyways, and then be prepared to say, well, the reason he came and the door was locked is probably the same reason I told you I wouldn't be here till noon. That's what I really wanted to do. The second thing I wanted to do was say, I already told you I wouldn't be there till noon, but you go ahead and have fun. But instead of doing that or that, I decided to just agree. For one main reason. Even though my next house is way up in the air now, I wanted to just go ahead and agree to get this thing over with. Not saying that me agreeing would move it along versus not agreeing. I'm sure it can still move along. I'm just so tired of something new. That would have just created another new thing. Another new potential appointment, whatever. I don't know. I really don't know. And I'd rather not find out anymore. I just want this deal over with because I'm tired of it. I'm tired of the back and forth. I'm tired of getting vague answers. I'm tired of being ignored. I'm tired of, this is the guy passing me going up a hill. That's cool. But, I don't know. Maybe it's not too crazy of a hill. I can clearly see what's up there. I would have waited, but that's just me. Perhaps I'm too cautious. I don't know. I'm tired of him saying one thing, doing another, and vice versa. Doing one thing, saying another. Can't wait to be done with this guy. Can't wait to be done with this deal. Can't wait to walk away with my money. Even though it's not even close to what we thought it could be. So, he asked me to go ahead and pull up my payoff amount. So I requested that online, right there at the in the dashboard of my account with my lender for my mortgage. Told him he figured out a good price to ask for the property. The property was on the market for 13 minutes. Someone made an earnest deposit to make an offer before they even saw it. I was specifically instructed by my real estate agent that was my money to keep. I was under the impression I could spend it. I was not clearly told, and I know what you're going to say, well, I should have known this. Well, the fact is I did not know this, and I was not clearly told, although he was clearly told that I just want to make this deal happen. I'll trust you, and let me know what to sign. And I also told him that I'm the first time seller. So, break me in easy. He did not tell me to not spend that money. Just in case something doesn't happen on my end and I need to keep my property. I really wish he would have said, do not spend that money until after everything's done in case we need it. If you, for any reason, can't get housing, even if everything looks good, you gotta wait. That was never said to me. Never explained to me. And before you say I spent it all on hotels, I spent a very small amount of it on hotels. I spent some of it on storage. And I had bills and stuff that I was behind on in general. Some of it got spent on my last mortgage payment and stuff like that. I'm trying to close up this deal and move forward, so I spent the money. So however you want to slice it, okay? You can blame it on the hotels or you can blame it on everything else. Because I had the money for that stuff. I would have needed housing anyway, I thought. I could have stationed up at the house, but as you saw in my videos, my house was being, all this wishy-washy stuff was going on where they're coming tonight. They're coming in the morning. That never happened. And I told him, I'll get out of there so you can do your showing. So I was under the impression I need to come in, move my stuff when I can, but in general, not make it look like there's a camp in there, somebody camping in it that doesn't have running water, because I want it to look more sellable. And the only way it could look that good sellable is for me to get the fuck out of Dodge, right? That's what I did. You saw that. We were all happy. We all went blue duck hunting and everything and had our time. Anyways, as far as where I can go, because we are now getting far less from the sales, I thought. And before I forget to explain it, I'll just say it. That's because when I refinanced, they stuck a $40,000 balloon payment with HUD that I knew about, but I thought that would be reflected in my payoff balance. It was not. My realtor never asked for specifics on that. He never told me to request that, which I would have if he would have asked it. He didn't get the full rundown of the data until today. And that automatically means I'm not going to have the money to buy this other place outright. We have a couple options. I'm not going to be able to get a mortgage because my credit is fucked in half because of how up and down I was with my current mortgage, which is why I wanted to sell the place in the first place, because I just couldn't get ahead of this thing. But I was going to try again. You saw that just a few episodes ago. That's why I left my apartment. I was going to try again. And I wasn't going to make a decision that would have screwed me over and made me homeless. I made a decision to leave this loan free and clear, secure another property with the profits and move into a mortgage-free situation, fix it up, give it a little bit of love. I would have lived really close to work. Bada bing, bada boom. What I'm saying is, I didn't pull the trigger too early. I said yes to a deal that was mapped out for me that was perfect. So whose fault is it? It's my fault, number one. But I think it's also my realtor's fault for not asking about that specific thing. It is mostly, in my opinion, my current mortgage company's fault for withholding that information when I requested a payoff amount. Regardless of what your payoff amount is, when you refinance, you get scammed out of $40,000 more on top of all that. And I realized today that was supposed to be a balloon payment at the end of this loan. That's cruel. They can't calculate that in over the next 25 years. I think that's screwed up, but perhaps I'm just bitter and in a bad mood. Maybe I'll be more understanding of their business practices later. I don't know. So here's what's about to go down. I can give him his $5,000 back. That's what I learned today. That's another thing I learned today, that I shouldn't have touched the money. Okay, news to me. I also learned that I can give him his $5,000 back and say, sorry, I'm not able to make this deal happen, but here's your money back, which makes sense. That's why the word deposit's on there. So learning a lot today, and taking the chance at talking about it on a public setting of all the shit I'm going to get. Just for being human, just for being a first timer at this. Well, I dare you to be in my shoes with a lack of family and the lack of peers, and perhaps the lack of intelligence, if that's what we want to call it. I don't believe that last part in the slightest, but if someone else believes that about me, then that is 100% their opinion, and I will respect that opinion, because it may be true. But anyways, so here's what's going to happen with me. I can figure out a way to give him his deposit back, which I might try, but I doubt it. One of the reasons I can't really do all this and try anything is because I found out about this 2 days before the closing. If I'd have known about this a week ago, I would have had more time to figure out what I want to do. But maybe it's for the better. Maybe I don't want to give him his deposit back. Maybe I don't want to stop this sale of my land, despite the fact that there's a 50-50 shot I'm homeless at the end of it. So that's an option, potentially. I can let the sale happen. He could do his walkthrough tomorrow and decide he changed his mind. Then I believe I'm entitled to the deposit. At that point, then I keep my house. Not that I want it, but it's better than going homeless. That's why I kept it for 6 years and was late and more late. Then Corona happened. I was not allowed to get unemployment because I have 2 middle names. They would not give me unemployment plus the extra $600 like every other person got. I had to work when I was laid off because I could not get unemployment. I could not make anything close at my other job to what I was making at my big boy job. Not even close. Was literally not allowed to get unemployment during COVID because I have 2 middle names, and my name was an error in the system. It's exactly what they said. Anyway, that happened. So I've had a lot of trouble keeping up with this mortgage. But I'm willing to try again if I can at least keep a roof over my head for a little bit longer. So if he says, fuck it, I don't want the house anymore, just keep the $5,000, which I highly doubt will happen, then I'll keep the $5,000 and I'll keep my house for temporarily until I figure out my next attempt, my next run up and lay up. You know what I'm saying? So there's that then. That is an option. I doubt that one will happen. And I doubt the first one will happen where I'll come up with his money back. I might be able to pull it off through a couple different options, but I doubt I'll do it. It just seems messy. Fuck it. I need to get rid of this house. I don't want to be homeless. I don't want to take the chance to be homeless, but I don't know. There's a lot to unpack here, but I'm gonna try not to because I don't know. I might need more to talk about tomorrow. Fuck it. I'm in a very bad mood, if you can't tell by my bitter ramblings. So, another option is the sale will happen. I will sell my home, but I'm not able to get the if the seller of the property I'm trying to buy to replace the property I'm living in now does not allow us to do the seller financing, then I highly doubt I'm going to try to get a mortgage, because that ain't going to work. And who even has the time? They're going to be on to the next buyer anyway. Only found out about this 2 days before the closing. Such a frustrating experience. And it's a vulnerable time. On paper, I'll be homeless. I could care less about actually being homeless, because I was going to van life anyways and rock that shit. But on paper, I got to have an address. I still haven't figured out how exactly you go about it. The answer was you can kind of rig up a thing where you get representation from a homeless shelter to at least have an address. But what homeless shelter is going to let me claim them as my address? Don't they make you enter a program? And if I have unemployment and make plenty of money, they're just going to tell me to get an apartment. I can't get an apartment. I just broke a lease 2 months ago. So am I screwed just like I was screwed during COVID? I think there's a 50-50 shot that I am fucked. The other half of that, the other 50% of the luck might fall on them saying, we'll do seller finance for you. If I'm really lucky, they'll say I can do like $500 or $600 a month and get this other last like $25,000 paid off through them. Then there won't be a lien on my property anymore, my new property. Then I'll have some money to actually do a little bit more with it, and everything else that'll take a couple years. So it's either a instant homeless experience or a 2-year financial setback, but at least I got somewhat of a roof over my head and a place I can go that nobody can run me out of there, because I own that bitch. I can homestead on it, I can van life on it, I can whatever. Remodel my home, I can bulldoze my home, whatever I want to do. If I become homeless, I will try probably to get an apartment close to where I work, close enough, like the closest one, because they're brand new. And I'm just saying that because there's one available that close, is the only thing I'm saying, which is kind of a relief if I can get one. But I may not be able to get one because I just broke my lease 2 months ago, like I said. There might be a way around it. I will see. Another thing is, I might be able to say, look, I have some walking away money from when I sold my land. If my credit's too screwed up, what about me putting up the money for the entire lease amount for the whole year up front, and I'll pay the whole thing right now? That'll give me time when I'm off work in June to be able to have a house, a roof over my head, that is. So it's not that I am not sure what to do, what to try. It's just that I'm not sure how things are going to turn out. I have too many questions. How to do this, how to do that, should I do this, would I do that? And that's the part that's leaving me nuts right now. So, if I can get my new place, I'm bummed out that I can't use this huge chunk that was supposed to be a profit. I will make no profit. I will still be in debt, which was the opposite of what I was told was going to happen. But basically, it'll be like shaving 20 years off my mortgage. I can get this grinded down within 2 years max. Probably a lot sooner if I just stick it out and do it, and then start as soon as I can with my original plan. That would be great. Will the seller do the seller financing? Hopefully I'm the only one who showed interest in this property, because when I tell you it's a blower upper, trust me, it looks like a bomb already blew it up inside. And I want it for a lot of reasons. Despite its problems, it will solve a lot of problems for me. If it doesn't work out, I will go through with the sale of my current property, and I will try to figure out day to day how to have a roof over my head. And if I can't get an apartment or another parcel of land or whatever the case, then I will create content where you slowly watch one of two things. Either me figuring out how to maintain a driver's license and being able to go to work without an address and not a physical address of any kind, or you'll finally see someone who wants to let me just claim their address on my tax forms while homeless and van lifing, so at least I have my license and everything, because I'm pretty sure you can't. I don't believe you cannot put your P.O. box on your ID. I've tried. And you can't use the post office's address as your physical address. A lot of DMVs require you to bring in a bill, a utility bill or something from your physical address that shows you received mail there from a source they trust, not like a letter, but from like a utility bill, in order to let you renew your license to be a licensed driver. So is the government set up to where if you do not own property or am not a tenant, you are not allowed to go to work unless you feel like walking there? What do you do in the winter time? Hello, help me here. And I've been fascinated with that question for like 3 years now, and did some research here and there, made some phone calls here and there. Well, I got a bad feeling I'm about to find out for real, quick and in a hurry. So we're either going to watch me get the house one way or the other, or we're going to watch me go homeless and try to get an apartment. If that can't happen, then we're going to watch me live in a van while trying to figure out how to keep my car in storage, and we're going to while trying to figure out if and when my life falls apart from not having a physical address. Period. I'm avoiding asking someone else. I want to know if it can be done without. And I don't think I should have to. And by the way, I literally asked 5 people at work if they would be interested in me paying just to claim their address on my taxes and my ID. No one. I was literally laughed at. No one will even consider allowing me to pay them money just to say that I live there, even though I will never step foot on the property. What is the harm? I mean, I'm not sure I would do it. I would have to really know and trust the person, then I'd be cool with it. That'd be fine. That's a whole different thing. But the people that I ask should know and trust me enough. A couple people I asked have known me for years. What in the world is the point in making sure that you say, fuck this guy? I'm just saying I don't get it. Today's been a rough one. Hopefully, fingers crossed, I'm overanalyzing and I'm worrying and I'm planning there's a set of doors and I'm making a detailed plan for each one of them because I don't know which one will open. And hopefully the one that should open is the one that does, and I've been overanalyzing and planning for nothing. That would be great. It would also be kind of great if I could get one of those new apartments close enough to work, because to kick back for a year, to resettle my brain, to establish the next thing for me, for my content career, for my fucking investing, all that stuff, to do that in a nice bougie ass apartment would be fine. I'm against it, but I'll do it. All things considered, at this particular time, I think I qualify to be allowed to break that rule now, because the options that I had, I no longer have them potentially. So yeah, I'm going out to the house, even though I shouldn't fucking have to. I told him I'll be there around noon. Next text: the seller will be there at 9 for the walkthrough. 9 a.m. motherfucker. You don't know how badly I just wanted to say, well, enjoy knocking on the door that's locked, since you're completely ignoring me. But what do you want to do? When you want to get this shit done, and you're so eager to see where it goes, and you just want to be fucking done. And you just like, okay, fine. You're the boss. I'm the idiot and you're the boss. Thanks for treating me like shit. So, yeah. I will put some stuff that's in that front room, which is personal small items that I never want to buy again or recollect or anything like that, just in case they are stolen, damaged, or whatever. Not that I believe they will, but I'm a just in case they are type of person. I will put that stuff in my van, securely lock it. I will return back to my hotel room in this beautiful black car, and I have to get very busy after probably what's only going to be a 3-hour nap, because I'm still going to be up doing the next video for the morning for a while, I believe. If one's ready to go, then I should still do one for the next day, because tomorrow I'll be out of the hotel, back at the house, and who knows what to expect. I'm frazzled. I am not as stressed out as I was 6 years ago when I tried to buy this house. I remember being so stressed out, there was like an outbreak in my mouth of like this sore that is linked to stress. And, people carry stress in their body in different ways. Well, I'm not having any of that. That has not happened. But I think what I'm experiencing this time around is not stress. It's anger. This is anger. This is making me mad. But I keep telling myself this will be over soon. Whatever's going to happen will happen. You'll figure something out. You got some options potentially, but you will sift through those options and find the best one that does or does not work. Blah, blah, mofoing, blah, blah. So, I said all that because you have been along for the ride, literally in my car right now, but you have known about all this stuff building up to this point. So, that is what's going on. I still plan to do all the other stuff that I've been talking about as far as my content goes, as far as my videos. And we'll see. We'll see if that can happen. I'm still going to try. And whatever I figure out, whatever ends up happening, you will know about it right here. Like always. Well, that was weird. I feel like the whole time I was here to leave the door unlocked, and since I was here, I was putting stuff in the van to lock that up, just in case. Shouldn't have been out here at all tonight, because my answer was no. I'm allowed to help decide if and when the walkthrough happens, or should I say when the walkthrough happens, because the closing ain't done yet. It's up to both of us, not just him. Pisses me the fuck off that I even had to be out here tonight in the first place, after clearly saying I'm not going to be there till noon. I didn't want his response to be, well, fuck you. The buyer's coming at 9, which is pretty much the way I was treated. But anyways, the whole time I was putting stuff in the van, I kept hearing shit. Like, it sounded like voices out across the field, but like nearby. But not whispering, just like talking quietly to each other. Very freaking creepy. And I didn't even have time to stress about that. If I was out here chilling with nothing else on my mind, nothing pushing me through it, I'd have been nervous as shit. But I was like, well, I guess if I get cut the fuck up tonight, I won't see it coming, because I'm too busy packing this stupid van up. There's still plenty of shit in there that I don't want to leave out when someone's in the house without me, like my stuff. So, But whatever. At least I got some of it secured. Bullshit, man. So now I'll spend the next hour driving back to the hotel from the house, where I can hopefully catch a quick 3-hour nap after I get a video ready. And then I gotta be up. I can't sleep in because I gotta check out, and I gotta get all that crap out of my room. Some of it's gonna be easy. That's why I took that suitcase full of stuff I'm not gonna be using anytime soon. Took that out of there early. Most of the laundry's out of the hotel room early because it's in my car right now because it's dirty. Because tonight was supposed to be the night I do laundry. Tonight was not supposed to be the night. I got forced to drive out to my house after work and then have to double back and take a 2-hour cut, 2 hours cut into my chance to get any sleep. And the only thing keeping me doing it, instead of saying fuck you, I'll do what I want, is the fact that hopefully it helps push this thing along that much quicker. I just want to be done with it. I don't want to hassle with him rescheduling his last walkthrough while I'm off work the day after tomorrow, trying to find any kind of peace of mind that might exist while trying to move the last little bit of stuff out. So it's like, all right, fine. You guys are the boss. I just work here. If I can't get this new property, then it is very possible I'll have to get yet another storage unit, or at least rent a parking spot for my car. It wasn't supposed to go this way. It really was not supposed to go this way. But I don't know the verdict yet. I might get lucky. Like I said, the seller might be willing to do the seller finance with me. Hell, maybe even at a price that I can afford and be good with. Or they might say, fuck you, we got somebody else interested in the property who's not going to give us any shit like you are. And I am, at that moment, officially homeless. Technically, if we can't get this deal sorted out here in 2 days, I'm homeless until either it gets sorted out, or if it doesn't get sorted out, then I just remain homeless. At which point I will most likely apply for some apartments and try to talk to them and say, look, I have some walk-in money from the sale of my property. I can cover a year lease up front. That might be the only way I can even get an apartment right now, with having broken that lease recently. I don't know. Or maybe I'm worried about nothing. Maybe they don't give a fuck about a lease I broke with someone else. Maybe my credit means nothing because of where I work. Is a popular place that a lot of people work in this area, and some places have that as a preferred employer for their residents, and they don't look at your credit as a result of that. Or maybe they look at all three. Well, he works there, his credit gag's on cock, but he did say to me he can pay everything up frizzy. But when I applied to my last apartment, there was no way to indicate on the application that I could or could not pay the entire lease amount up front. So that may not even be something I'm allowed to even indicate to the person who reviews my application. I can call and tell them that and see if they can pass a note with it or something. But will that even be possible? Will that even be possible? And for those that are saying, well, just get a motel room again, you said that would be more than affordable just on your regular income, even without your walk-in money. That solves the problem of me having a warm place through these last few days of winter, but it doesn't solve the problem of what about my ID? What about my tax forms? What about anything I need a real address for, or any kind of mailing address for? I can't receive mail at a motel. What the tits? I got a nice stress headache coming in really solid right now. It's a headache I get when I'm trying to sort out options or calculate potential options throughout the whole day, just causing that stress. I got one of those headaches sinking in, and only catching a 3-hour nap isn't going to help. Maybe I'll push it to a 4-hour nap and only have an hour to check out of the hotel, which is not enough time for me. Might be enough time for you, but I gotta tidy up. I gotta fucking get all my shit out to my car. I gotta take the time to actually try to fit everything into my fucking car. Yeah, tomorrow's gonna be, I think tomorrow's gonna suck ass. Well, the good news is, instead of being 2 days now behind on laundry, meaning 2 days after when I normally do it, once a week, I'm now 3 nights behind schedule. So, I hope I like wearing stinky, dirty underwear. Underwear. Because, you know, when you're forced to drive 2 hours in one night, when you clearly said no, you got to make sacrifices in other places on your schedule. Feels good to be home, even if it is a rented place. Shit, maybe I should just tuck tail and get me a fucking apartment again. Well, boys and girls, I think that's it for this wee old video. Your boy's nutsack is tired. His cherries are unwashed. And he's now referring to himself in the third person. Guys, girls, I'm tuckered out. And after this kicks in, I'll really get sleepy. Time for me to check in on the video library, see what kind of work I need to do tonight to keep the nation going. With any luck, I'll get to sleep around anytime before 5 a.m. With any luck, I'll get to sleep before 5 a.m. Try to wake up around 9 and try to get all this crap out of this room, which hopefully isn't as bad as it looks. Hopefully from there I can get all this crap out of this room prior to checkout deadline. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed my trials and tribulations today. I have not enjoyed them. As you saw before your eyes, everything was fine up until the bad news I got from my realtor. And it especially got worse, even a little bit more, when I had to add 2 more hours of drive time after work onto my schedule because I was blatantly ignored. I was told when to have the door unlocked for the buyer instead of asked. And I personally feel that's fucking bullshit. That's how I personally feel. But hey, hopefully I'll get over it, especially if I can get some kind of message tomorrow saying that the seller of my new place it will accept me to do seller finance. If the seller of my new place accepts seller finance, then maybe that'll help me get over my disgruntled night I'm having. So it's time for me to do a little video work, take a little poop, and take a little nap. And then get up bright and on the fresh with you again tomorrow morning right here. Same damn place, same damn time. 7 a.m., 7 days a week, Eastern time, daily, like always. I'm here for you. If you want to help me out, you can do so by sharing this video, or perhaps one that doesn't eat ass. You can go and share that one instead. Because a growing audience helps out your boy more than you realize. And get all the corners off first before I bite into the bread part. If you want to contact me directly, email me by emailing DougaloNation@gmail.com. And, like I said, hope today's video was okay. Appreciate you watching. And yeah, I'll be here again tomorrow morning, bright and on the fresh, like always. But in the meantime, until that happens, do not sell your property until you have already outright purchased and moved into a new place. Then, when your old place is empty, then list it on the market. And do not accept an earnest deposit for someone to fuck around with the idea. Just say, dude, schedule a showing, take it up with my realtor, buy the bitch, or don't buy the bitch. That's what I suggest. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, and one other thing. In the meantime, until I see you again tomorrow morning. Also, aside from that stuff, one other thing you got to remember to do, or should I say not do, and that is don't be a douche.